Subscribe.
We don't want to really be fully sane. And that seems to be our problem usually, that we can't handle too much sanity. And we would like to have a little corner of neurosis somewhere, even in our pockets, just a little puff here and there. So if you find too much sanity, you say, boy, it was heavy.
Incorporating Trungpa Rinpoche's concept of crazy wisdom into my creative arts psychotherapy practice has meaningfully transformed both the therapeutic process and its outcomes for my tween and teen psychiatric patients and for me as a clinician. Rooted in paradox, humor, and unconventional methods, crazy wisdom disrupts rigid emotional and cognitive patterns, creating space for new ways of thinking, feeling, and being. This often leads to deeper self-awareness, emotional flexibility, and enhanced creative engagement. Crazy wisdom challenges the traditional structure of therapy by encouraging an unpredictable, intuitive approach rather than a linear, methodical one. It invites both therapist and patient to move beyond familiar roles and fixed expectations. This resonates with the Zen Buddhist principle of mushin, or no mind, a state free from clinging, preconception, and ego. Together, these concepts support a therapeutic space grounded in openness, presence, and spontaneity, where authentic emotional expression can unfold naturally. In practice, this means fostering an environment where patients feel free to explore without fear of judgment. The unexpected, whether in form, language, or emotional response, is welcomed rather than corrected. Paradoxical interventions help my patients tolerate and integrate conflicting feelings instead of avoiding or resolving them too quickly. Humor plays a vital role here. It breaks tension, bypasses defenses, and makes room for genuine emotional insight. For my tween and teen patients in particular, humor can create a sense of safety, opening the door to self-expression and deeper reflection. One memorable example is a patient that I was working with in group sessions who struggled with anxiety and chronic feelings of inadequacy. During a particularly difficult group session, the patient expressed feeling stuck and hopeless. Instead of offering reassurance or advice, I paraphrased a line from the television series The Sopranos.
Only Larry's got a trial coming up. He's in no position to go into the unknown not known.
How can you go into the unknown not knowing? The absurdity of the statement triggered a moment of group laughter that broke the emotional impasse. That shared humor created a turning point, reframing the patient's fear of uncertainty as a natural part of growth. In that moment, the pressure to, as the patient reported, figure it all out lifted, and the patient became more open to engaging with therapy from a place of curiosity rather than control. In creative arts psychotherapy, the principles of crazy wisdom and mushin are especially powerful. Artistic expression thrives in the absence of rigid expectations, and the creative process mirrors the therapeutic one, non-linear, intuitive, and emotionally rich. As creative arts therapists, when we allow ourselves to enter the unknown alongside our patients, we co-create a space where healing happens through discovery, not prescription. This approach also reshapes the therapeutic relationship itself. By stepping away from the authoritative stance and embracing a more collaborative, spontaneous presence, the therapist becomes a fellow traveler in the patient's journey. This shift is particularly impactful for my tween and teen patients who are in the midst of identity formation and often resist hierarchical dynamics. When therapy becomes a shared exploration, my tween and teen patients are more likely to feel seen, heard, and empowered to take ownership for their growth. Crazy wisdom also mirrors the developmental realities of adolescence. It reflects the inherent contradictions, emotional volatility, and need for both autonomy and connection that define this stage of life. Rather than trying to impose order on this chaos, crazy wisdom meets it with openness, encouraging my tween and teen patients to explore their full range of experiences, including discomfort, uncertainty, and contradiction. This fosters resilience, emotional depth, and creative problem solving. Ultimately, integrating crazy wisdom and mushin into my practice has allowed therapy to become more than a space for healing. It becomes a space for transformation. My tween and teen patients learn to approach themselves and their challenges with greater flexibility, insight, and creativity. And in doing so, they discover not just relief from suffering, but access to parts of themselves that had been hidden beneath defenses or fear. It is within this open, paradoxical, and deeply human space that true growth unfolds. not in spite of the unknown, but through it. This can have a lasting impact, not only on a therapeutic process, but also on the patient's broader approach to life's challenges, encouraging flexibility, open-mindedness, and the ability to embrace paradox rather than to avoid it. Hello, this is Enrico, licensed creative arts therapist, New York State.